Aye. Well, let me start over. It's 1:30. And I now call the meeting to order on October 12th, 2023. Roll call, please.
Director Fall,
Here.
Director Pinella,
Present.
Director Seward,
Here.
Director Young,
Here.
and Chair Reed.
Here. Very good. First order of business is the approval of the minutes from September 14th. Are there any additions or corrections?
Director Young, I move that the minutes from the last meeting be approved.
Is there a second?
I have a question before we continue. Did we included the information that Director Fall asked for? That Jim?
Yes, that actually amended the minutes from the June meeting. So those minutes as amended with the additional verbiage that Director Fall moved to include were approved at the last meeting. So those
Okay.
are the minutes from June, not the minutes from September that are up for review.
Okay.
Would there be a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Director Fall,
Yes.
Director Pinella,
Yes.
Director Seward,
Aye.
Director Young,
Aye.
and Chair Reed.
Aye. First item, resolution 23 IDA 13. Michelle?
Steve Show.
James, this is Wayland. Do you want me to take that if Michelle is not on the meeting?
No,
She's joining now.
Oh, okay.
She was on the wrong side of
No,
the.
I was here. I wasn't as a panelist, so I couldn't speak. I could only listen. Good afternoon. This project is for Old North Park East. This is a preliminary resolution, so it's the inducement for multifamily housing revenue bonds. That means this project will be coming back before the IDA for final approval at a later time. The bond amount is up to $7.5 million. The use of funds is to finance a portion of the costs of the acquisition and rehabilitation of 59 multifamily housing units and 22 scattered site buildings. Total project cost is $12.9 million. Along with the tax exempt bonds, the multifamily bonds, the additional public assistance includes both state and federal historic tax credits, as well as federal low-income housing tax credits. The developer is Old North Park East Developer, LLC. Borrower will be Old North Park East, LP. The property manager will be Vatterott Properties, and bond counsel is Waylon Watson of Gilmore and Bell. These bonds will be privately placed with Sterling Bank or another purchaser identified by the applicant. The Old North Park East project includes 59 housing units and 22 buildings at the following addresses, and I will not go over all of those addresses. They are included in your packet. And these properties are located in the Forest Park Southeast and Old North St. Louis neighborhoods. The properties will offer a mix of 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedroom units restricted to households earning less than 60% of the area median income. The buildings and units require significant renovation to remain marketable and ensure a quality, affordable rental housing remains available in these neighborhoods. The properties are about currently 40% occupied in anticipation of the proposed renovations. And this work will be completed on a unit by unit basis, with all work being done as needed. Selective floor replacement will include vinyl tile in kitchens and bathrooms, restored or replaced hardwood floors in living areas, and carpet in the bedrooms. Kitchen cabinets, countertops, and appliances will all be replaced, as well as tub surrounds. New roofs, hot water heaters, and HVAC will be installed in buildings that have not been updated. Exterior work will include new roofing membrane, tuck pointing of all masonry, repairs to the front building canopy, a new concrete walkway, and the replacement of windows and exterior doors. Community amenities will include decks, fenced green space, off-street parking, and security systems. And so the request is approval of the attached resolution. And we have bond counsel here, Waylon Watson, as well as representatives of the developer, if there are any questions.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yes.
So while this is, I guess, a number of different projects over about, from around Crown Candy up to Barnes, around there, but this is considered one project, correct?
Correct.
Yes, that is correct. It's considered one project under the tax code as they're operated basically as they each have to satisfy certain income requirements in order to maintain the tax exemption of the bonds, but they're under common ownership and considered a common project.
So if they're considered a common project for our purposes, does that mean they don't have to be considered a common project for other purposes? Or I guess if, I'm thinking because these are, looks like residential, and there's a lot of rules that apply when it comes to construction and payment of wages for the men and women doing the work, and for the requirements for the safety and health of the folks that will be coming into these. Is this considered a commercial project throughout, or would it be considered a residential for some purpose, or multiple projects for some purposes, but a single project for ours?
Obviously, as bond counsel, that's a little bit outside of our realm, but I believe all of these buildings, and I'll let Mark speak to this, are multifamily buildings. They're just scattered site buildings.
Yeah, that's correct, Will. And they are all 2- and 4-family buildings. And right now they are currently all owned by the same fee owner. So basically what it is it's a resyndication of an earlier development. So it's, all of the obligations that apply with regard to the coming work, obviously we'll be in compliance. We're using E.M. Harris as our general contractor. They've done many of these projects over the course of the last, 20 or 30 years with me. So I'm sure we'll be in sort of good stead there. But yeah, it's a single project. It is currently a single project with one fee owner, and it will be when it closes the same.
Okay, because I did a snapshot of some of these, because just because it's such a broad area, trying to think of get an idea of where some of these are, and some of them don't necessarily even look like residences. That doesn't mean that they aren't, haven't been converted, but some of them look like storefronts rather than residences. Again, take it for what it is. That's what raised the question for me. I know we turn a lot of storefronts into houses, so in apartments. So I don't want you to. There's no meaning or innuendo behind that, but that's why what raised the question.
Yeah, particularly in the Old North neighborhood, that's an accurate assessment. And what it is it's 2 clusters. In Old North, that they are, a fairly tight cluster, and it's all, of course, within the neighborhood. And then in the Forest Park Southeast neighborhood, these are all north of Manchester, and again, in a kind of a fairly tight cluster. It was a project that was intended to sort of augment existing development that was going on 20 years ago, when both of those neighborhoods were seeing quite a bit of investment. It's time for a refresh.
How long has the current owner owned this group of properties?
About 18 years. Actually, probably more like 18 or 19 years. And they were, under the technical definition of the term, placed in service probably about 17 years ago.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I personally drove by there a number of these a couple days ago. The buildings seem to be in pretty good shape, the ones I looked at. How do you plan to do the rollout with, since you have 40% occupancy?
Yeah, so honestly, the 40% occupancy is not something that we targeted. We would have preferred the occupancy to be a little bit higher. It has just taken forever to get the project closed. In particular, it's taken a long time to get the historic approvals, the approvals from the State Historic Preservation Office. But once we close, they'll be developed in clusters. So they'll be turned over sort of probably 2 or 3 buildings at a time. The upside to high vacancy is that relocation expense is next to nothing now, and that our general contractor will be able to proceed unimpeded by relocation. So we expect it to move fairly quickly. We just recently completed a project almost identical to this that had all of the units in the Forest Park Southeast neighborhood, and I would say that one, while there are always challenges, that one went very well with regard to kind of rollout and lease up.
I see. Any further questions of the board members? Well, hearing none, would there be a motion for resolution 23 IDA 13?
So moved.
Director
I
Young.
second.
Who is the second?
Director Young.
Director Young. Very good. Roll call, please.
Director Fall,
Yes.
Director Pinella,
Yes.
Director Seward,
Aye.
Director Young,
Aye.
and Chair Reed.
Aye. The ayes have it. Motion passes.
Thank you very much. Thank you,
I'm
Michelle.
informed by our legal counsel that one of our esteemed directors is moving to a new adventure. Gilberto, I heard you maybe you want to opine about our 20-some years on this board.
Yeah, we have been together on this board for a long time, Commissioner. So I'm sad, it's bittersweet, but I'm excited about the new chapter, the new opportunity. I will be leading the Office of New Americans for the City of St. Louis, and it is a position appointed by the mayor. So with that in mind, unfortunately, my time as a commissioner in the Industrial Development Authority board has to end. So, wow, we have done a lot of projects together. We have approved a lot of the development that has happened in the city for a long time. So, like I said, it's bittersweet. It's been a pleasure. And I know that I will be seeing the progress that you and the new team, the new commissioners that are in the IDA will do to make our city continue to shine and continue to grow. So, and thank you for the opportunity. And I will make some recommendations because I do want to see somebody, either an Afro-Latino LGBTQ person on the board or a female Afro-Latina on the board as well.
Thank you very much, Gilberto. Chris, do we have a financial?
Nothing new finance. We did receive one application fee and a little interest, but besides that, that's the only activity for the month. So wait until we close the deal, and I'll bring a big dollar amount to you, and we can all celebrate.
Very nice. Anything else for the good of the order?
I have one thing. This is Director Fall. First of all, I wanted to say to Roberto, since we only served a short time on this, I'm ashamed to say we haven't got to spend too much time together. But I appreciate your openness and taking my calls and helping out somebody new here when they had some questions. I appreciate your availability and your
Thank you.
openness to listen and guidance. I certainly do, and I'm sure we'll cross paths again. Unfortunately, it looks like you and I are both wedded to this city for a long time, so we'll run into each other.
Yes.
So I appreciate that. And then second, I wanted for the minutes to note that yes, the minutes were properly changed regarding my request for a memorandum, and I did regarding the bond for the St. Louis Charter School, DBA Premier Charter School. And I received a memorandum authored by Armstrong Teasdale dated June 29th, 2023. But I don't believe this is responsive to what I was asking for. So I think what I got was a, albeit very important, don't get me wrong, letter regarding the propriety and the legal requirements that they've checked for soundness of the bond. What I was specifically asking for is where in chapter 349 the power of this board to grant bonds for charter schools exists. It had been said just orally at one of the meetings that it comes into in the definition of project as part of other public facility or public facility, and I asked for a memorandum kind of expanding on that or clarifying that because my own reading didn't naturally get me there. So if I could get a memorandum from either our internal counsel or bond counsel, whoever you think is appropriate, to kind of explain that to me, that would be helpful as we move forward down this line, just for my own edification and peace of mind. So that's all I have.
Director Fall, that might be something I can talk with you more about offline.
Okay, wonderful. I appreciate it. And I appreciate your openness as well, Mr. Morrow. Not only Gilberto is friendly and available, but you have been as well, and I appreciate that.
Anything else?
Not for me.
Very good. Well, would there be a motion to adjourn? Gilberto, go ahead. You can do it.
I'll present a motion that we adjourned. And good luck moving us forward.
Very good. Is there a second?
Director Young, second.
Great. Well, we stand adjourned.
Have a good day.
Thank you all.
Congrats, Gilberto.
Thank you.